apologies for yesterday's video. I completely screwed up. I get a little bit too clever for my own good sometimes, and I will often record a video the night before, and sometimes I might pre-record a video for a couple of days' time. And one of them, this was such an occasion, I thought I'll do Thursday's video, release it in the morning, be fine. There's nothing that can really change. I'll use an old story, which is about David Sullivan and not wanting to sell the club, which is a few days old. Doesn't matter if it's not a further day old. And then we'll just talk about the build-up to the game. What could possibly go wrong? Well, I'll tell you what could go wrong is I could release Thursday's video on Wednesday, which is what I did. So not only am I a technophobe, I don't even know what day it is half the time. So apologies. And in doing so, it made Wednesday's video absolutely useless for today. So here I am recording this. So whilst trying to save myself some time, I ended up making an awful lot more work for myself and confusing everybody in the process. It's definitely tonight, though. The match is tonight. We won't discuss it anymore because we've already discussed it, the team and all the rest of it. Anyway, so what we'll do is we'll delve into the OneFootball app and see what they're talking about, and in particular David Moyes' press conference, and a bit of a loving for Thomas Soucek, a bit of a stitch off, let's say. Not a stitch up, a stitch off. All the stories are coming from the OneFootball app, though. The app is downloadable by using the link below. As always, download it to your mobile phone or your mobile device. Not your car, your mobile device, of course. And what you can do is you can aggregate all the West Ham news into one place. When you sign up, you say, "Oi, you, I support West Ham." Click on that, it puts all the West Ham news together for you. Best of all, it's free. Download it using the link below. It's a good app. It's a decent app. Not like that other app I used on Saturday, Sunday for the match. Not a good app. Not a good app at all. Anyway, on the OneFootball app today, there's loads of Declan Rice stuff. We'll get to that in just a second. But David Moyes has said that Soucek is ready for tonight's game. Yes, the game is tonight. And he was saying stitches. What stitches? Crocodile Dundee. That's not a knife. This is a knife. And it was a bit like that. And it was, that's not a stitch. That's not a stitch. This is a stitch. And basically, even though Thomas Soucek had plastic surgery on his lip, I jest you not, plastic surgery on his lip, I think stitches down there and stitches above the eye. I think basically David Moyes has turned around and called him a big old crybaby because he hasn't got as many stitches as what Moyes got when he was a big old burly central defender in his Celtic days. But anyway, he was telling a story. It was just being a little. How was that? It was just being a little bit funny, and I think he's very, very proud of Soucek, really, and I think it was quite nice for them to compare stitches. Anyway, he's ready. He's apparently going to play in the game. Not sure he will. Why would you? I don't. I know there are only stitches, and I know it's not a broken leg or anything like that, but you might as well just give him a few more days to heal. We don't need to win the game, do we? And, you know, it's just no point in them opening up and all the rest of it and all the other stuff. I don't think he'll play him. I really don't. On the OneFootball app, though, lots of these. Well, David Moyes didn't just talk about Thomas Soucek in his. We should probably talk about it now, just ever so quickly. Didn't just talk about Thomas Soucek or the game in Europe. He also spoke about his old mate Brucey. And obviously Steve Bruce has been sacked now. Everybody knows that. I can't help but feel on the Steve Bruce thing, there was a man put out of his misery. I've seen a lot of managers where I just think you just don't want to be here, mate. You know, and I felt a little bit for him. Just I think his mum and his dad died last year or something like that, and he wasn't in a particularly happy place anyway. He's clearly a multi-millionaire. He's not wanted there. He's, as I've said before, the fans don't. He's from Newcastle, but people in Newcastle don't even like him. His bosses don't want him. Take the wife on a cruise, mate, is what I say. Get out of there, and you know, Bruce has already said he might not manage again. I think he probably won't. But anyway, David Moyes was full of praise for him there. What are Newcastle going to do? I don't know. We're all sort of watching it, thinking, "Oh God, you know, don't buy our players. Don't try and poach our manager or anything like that." That being said, as I said before, I don't think David Moyes would go. There's David Moyes. He also said that he was enjoying the Europa League campaign. I bet you bloody well are. I bet you are. Honestly, with every win, his managerial status just goes higher and higher, doesn't it? Really, let's be perfectly honest. There's another story which we've not really spoken about this very much, and it was, I don't know. Well, I guess this is why it went into the West Ham news. And when I said that about about the one football puts the West Ham news together, it sort of other stuff sneaks in. I guess it's sort of the algorithm, and it's actually you think it's West Brom's injury crisis ahead of the Swansea clash. What's this got to do with West Ham? I'm thinking. Well, it's the injury crisis of Grady Diangana. He's 23 now, and he's injured basically while he's on there. And I just sort of looked at it. I thought I think it's a massive shame. I think it could have been very, very different for Diangana. Look, majority of us were up in arms when it looked like we were going to sell him, and however, it looks like it might have been the right decision. Moyes sanctioned the sale, and realistically, that money's been spent. Although it took us a little while to spend it, I think that money's basically been spent on Ben Rama. It took us a little while to get it spent, but that's where the money went. And looking at it, Ben Rama looks to be a better player, but I sort of feel a little bit bad about that, really, because I still think it could have been different, because I think on his day Diangana's a really, really good player. I really do. I just think it's ever such a shame to see that sort of a career. Look, he's 23. He's 23, not 33. There's lots he can do. There really is, but I don't want to see him go the way of other players who have represented West Ham. And I just wonder how much the £18 million, as I believe it was £18 million, that could have gone to 22. It won't get to the 22. Clearly, they didn't stay up. He's not playing very much. I think it'll be the £18 million transfer. But I just wonder if it's probably easier to play and easier to flourish as a player if you're the young academy graduate who nobody expects anything of. Nothing was ever expected of Diangana. Not for us, or even when he went on loan. Under Bilic, he went on loan to West Brom. Everyone was surprised. Wow, this kid is good. That was fine. Pereira was the star. Other players were the stars, not him. I think the moment you sign for 18 million, and I don't know, I'm not going to claim to know what West Brom's record transfer signing is, but I would imagine Diangana is close to it. If you buy a player for 18 million and you're a club of West Brom size, that's a serious player. I just wonder if that pressure hasn't helped as well, because you're not then the kid that's on loan from West Ham. You're not the kid from the academy. You've got to deliver, and you really, for that sort of money, you need to be and want to be one of the best players in the Championship. And he was during his first stint. I just think it's a little bit of a shame. We've been linked with a player called Neto, but he's 32 from Barcelona. I don't believe it. I just don't. I just don't think that's the case. I just don't think we're into. It says the Brazilian shot stopper has been targeted by Arsenal, Tottenham, and David Moyes. It's funny how the clubs target him for Arsenal, but actually our manager targets him. I don't believe that at all. But it's in the news. Worth reporting. Maybe I don't know. Sebastian Haller has been scoring. He can't stop bloody scoring. It was funny, actually. He was one of the ones that was actually praising Diangana. So said he was looking forward to playing alongside Diangana and being a recipient of his excellent crosses. That never happened for either of them, did it? And just quickly, David Moyes has responded to the suggestion that West Ham are after Genk striker and just generally mahoosive geezer Paul Anuchu. He said, no, sorry, we were never interested. I don't think he quite put him down massively, because I don't think he wants to give him any sort of motivation before the game. But it was very much a case of, no, not interested. We've never really looked at him. He was never on our radar. I've looked at him recently because we've been scouting Genk, because they're in our Europa Cup league group, whatever you want to call it. But apart from that, we have no interest at all. Well, that put that one to bed, really, didn't it? So I just hope he doesn't come and score 4 or 5 headers in a 5-0 win against West Ham. Actually, to be fair, if we win 10-5, if West Ham beat Genk 10-5, I don't mind him scoring his 4 or 5 headers. That's absolutely fine. Would you prefer 10-5 to 1-0? I would. I know you get a clean sheet and the rest of it, but I think 10-5, yeah, as long as we were as long as we're always 2 goals ahead at every point. It's never going to happen. I don't know why I say 15-goal thriller. 15-goal thriller. Now there's a bet. There's a bet. We may be dealing with this later. We may not be dealing with this later. That app did not work. I couldn't even do my pre-match bet. So they're in a lot of trouble. That betting company. They've took a bit of a kicking during the pre-match build-up. So anyway, look, we'll be back this evening. Hour and 5 minutes before kick-off. Join me for the build-up. Join Charlie for the watch-along. I'll be there with the review afterwards. And myself and Gio will be doing the player ratings the next day again on Patreon. We're doing those the next day. It sort of worked, and at least we get one of the videos, because Gio's going to the game. We get at least one of the videos on Patreon with a pair of us together. Right, I'll catch up with you later.